Hey, I hear you got a new Apple Watch that you want to use for your hikes. I am the Apple Workout app that came free with your watch, and you can use Siri to get me to track your hikes.
Hey Siri, start hiking workout.
My buddy, the Apple Maps app that came with your watch also, can make routes and give you directions for an increasing number of trails in national parks and forests. And you can switch between your hike workout and the map hands-free with Siri.
Hey Siri, show Maps app. Hey Siri, show Workout app.
I am Gaia GPS, and I am the king of maps. I even have Canada topo maps for when you go canoeing up in Quetico Provincial Park. I've got a map built into my watch app, and you can download my map and route to your watch so you don't even have to take your iPhone on the hike. I can download routes and maps to your watch too. Hey, I'm AllTrails, and I've seen your glitchy map, Gaia, and your unreadable route on a watch. You're really buggy. You may have lots of maps for an iPhone, but the only one that downloads to a watch is Gaia Topo. And you and WorkOutdoors don't even have live activities like Apple Workout, and I do. I'm WorkOutdoors, and I have a route map that can be downloaded to my watch app. Unlike you, AllTrails, that just has a useless compass that tells you if you're completely lost. Yeah, you've got a nice map there, WorkOutdoors, but you have no way to create a route. You have to use me, Gaia GPS, to create a route and manually download it to your iPhone. Well, nobody has a better curated hike library than me, AllTrails. That's true. Nobody's got a hike library like you, AllTrails, but you know sooner or later Apple Maps will catch up. And besides, you're the only map, AllTrails, that can't live without an iPhone. Everybody else can hike with the watch alone, but you have a Bluetooth umbilical cord between the watch and the phone. None of you guys have my library of biometrics. And that's what athletes care about. You can customize all my screens with a choice of over 800 metrics. For example, during your hike, I'll tell you your walking cadence in steps per minute so you can know if you're slacking. What about price? I'm free. I'm free too, but it's $60 per year if you want to download maps to your watch. I'm $36 a year for downloads, $80 per year for custom routes, and I'm worth every penny. Well, I'm only $9 for a lifetime. Okay guys, stop your squabbling. You know I use all of you. I use Apple Workouts on my watch for anything where I don't need a map because I like using Siri. I use Gaia on my iPhone for my paddling trips where I need hundreds of waypoints for portages and campsites. I use AllTrails on my iPhone to plan day hikes when I'm out on the road. And I use WorkOutdoors on my watch more and more for hikes when I need a map. You all have your place. Before we conclude our look at the Apple Watch apps for the trail, I think it's worth taking a look at a couple of different use cases and what's best for those situations. The first is a local day hike, trail run, or mountain bike ride on a route where you don't need directions. You've done this route before, and you know the way. I would just use the Apple Workout app with Siri.
Hey Siri, start hiking workout. Hey Siri, pause workout.
Pausing your workout. Workout paused.
Hey Siri, resume workout.
Resuming your workout. Workout resumed.
Hey Siri, end workout.
Ending your workout.
Use case number 2 is where you want to pace yourself and compare with a previous workout on this same route. The WorkOutdoors app can do this with any of their GPS-enabled outdoor workouts, whereas the Apple app can only do it with outdoor running or cycling. For whatever reason, they do not support it with hiking. Plus, you have to have completed the same route at least 2 times, so keep these limitations in mind. Also, in this situation where you have a track from a previous workout, WorkOutdoors will have that track on file, so the hassle of using another app like Gaia, CalTopo, or AllTrails to create it becomes a non-issue. In these first 2 use cases, you probably want to carry as little as possible, so you could leave your iPhone at home and trust your watch. The third use case is where you need a route map, and you are likely in a more remote area where you might not get a cell signal. If there are trails in Apple Maps for your route, I would use that on a Mac or iPad to create the route and sync it with my iPhone and watch with iCloud. Then use your phone to download the map for the route and make sure you have syncing with your watch enabled. I keep all the maps from my most used trails downloaded to my phone and watch. They don't take up that much storage, and that way I have fewer things to remember when it's time to go. When you get to the trailhead, you'll need to start the route in Apple Maps, which should be easy because your route should be near the top of your recents. Don't forget to also start the workout. One big problem with Apple Maps, which may be a showstopper for you, is you can't get full-time topo or contour lines, even if they are available for the area. Apple decides at what zoom levels it will show the contours or whether or not you're looking at a drop pin. This isn't such a big deal on the watch, where the screen is so small that contours aren't very useful. But if you open up Maps on your iPhone, it'll be missing a lot of the time there too. The good news is, if you have an active custom route, the contour lines will be visible on your watch, even if they're not on your iPhone. If you want the extra metrics or the topo map from WorkOutdoors, I recommend you create the route with Gaia, as route creation is in the free version. You could also use CalTopo, but I find that to be more complicated. Export as a GPX, then transfer it to your iPhone. Import it to WorkOutdoors, then send it to your watch. You'll also need to download Maps. The interface for selecting the area for download is a little clumsy, as you have to get the rectangle right the first time. But after that, it is automatically downloaded to both the phone and the watch. I would not go on this type of outing without my iPhone. You might need it for emergency calls, and sometimes it's nice to look at a bigger map when you're navigating. Our last use case is a multi-day paddle, hike, or bike into the backcountry. I typically make one route for each day so I can track remaining distance and direction to the campsite. For paddling trips, I download hundreds of waypoints for portages and campsites, and frankly, the only tool that handles this well is Gaia GPS. I would like to be able to consult my watch to see remaining distance or direction to the next portage, but unfortunately the Gaia watch app is so broken it is unusable. The other issue is on these trips we are often on the trail for 8 hours a day, and to have the watch using battery power for the GPS and the heart rate sensor will run it down before the day's end. Perhaps an Ultra watch has enough battery for this, but I doubt my Series 10 does. The bottom line is I end up using my phone for navigation and use my watch to tell time. That's all I've got for you. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please click like or subscribe down below. Thanks for watching.